Welcome to We Are Soccer. It's the weekly recap. The USA just beat Haiti 2-1. We're going to have some reactions. We want to know your thoughts on that game as well. We're going to check in on the other game, see where the U.S. end up playing next week in the quarterfinals. We want your reactions, though. See this little chat box right here? Type in there. We'll read it out. We're going to get to some FIFA Club World Cup stuff, a couple of other pieces of news, but mostly we're going to focus on that U.S. men's national team game against Haiti and the reactions you guys have and what we have here in the room. 2-1 final, just gone final from Dallas, Texas. All right, let's go. Let's jump in.
What?
And I'm going to give you one opportunity because we're friends.
Winner! Who gives a shit about where the ball's been?
Yeah, F him. They went from loving this guy, best move ever, to hating him.
I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
I love it because it tells you how the game was played.
There's nowhere for him to go. I think there's one place.
You can't do that in the national team. Do I look like I'm freaking kidding?
Those things that are absolutely insane.
Successful and sexy? No. It wasn't aggravating at times? Yes.
Sorry,
That's not very fair.
It's not about being fair.
Welcome to the greatest soccer show ever.
All right, welcome everybody. Appreciate you joining us right after that game's ended. U.S. men's national team 2, Haiti 1. We want to know your thoughts. USA advanced. They knew they were advancing, though, before the game even kicked off. The game is on Haiti. They needed to win to advance, especially with the other game, Saudi Arabia and Trinidad and Tobago playing at the same time over there in Las Vegas. But it's the U.S. men's national team we're going to focus on. They went ahead through a Malik Tillman goal. Very nice goal. And then 9 minutes later, Matt Freeze with a hell of a mistake. We're going to talk about that. Maybe some opposing views on that one. 2-1 winners. We advanced. Job done. Now you've had 3 games to assess with this group and Mauricio Pochettino and what his staff are bringing to the Gold Cup. What are your thoughts? Would love to know. Before we jump in fully, thank you to Soccer World. Thank you to Next Level Training. Thank you to the Michigan Jaguars. Thank you to the Football Doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. Thank you to the Dog and Pony Show Brewing. Hey, if you were out at Trivia Night this past week, hope you had fun. We had about 50 people. Congratulations to the team that won, Hearns Heroes, nice name. And congratulations to the congratulations. Thank you to the Michigan Soccer Expo, the North American Soccer Expo, excuse me, August 1st to the 3rd. Lots more to come on that. All right, not just me here. We got our buddy Nate and our other buddy Brooks. Nate, how are you, buddy? What's going on, my friend?
Oh, just busy.
Yeah,
I'm
busy.
great.
Doing good. USA game.
USA's on a roll. Fire Poch.
Fire Pond.
We fire them? Fire them now, right?
They won the games. They won.
Oh, I thought we were still...
I'm on the Fire Pond.
I thought we were still caring about friendlies. That didn't mean anything.
Well, We'll talk about it.
Well, we can, but
we'll
now
talk about
in meaningful games, he's 3-0, isn't he?
Yes, against
okay.
stellar teams.
You play who's in front of you.
This is true.
Is this the best lineup he has? Or could have?
I think he was trying different lineups personally.
Yeah.
I think he was trying out a couple of different lineups.
Well, I got some thoughts about certain players not there.
Yeah.
What they might have done to themselves.
All right. Well, we'll get to that. Brooks, how are you? Welcome in.
I'm good. Busy weekend.
Yeah, busy weekend doing...
Staying inside.
Yes. By the way,
hot around here.
If everybody's paying attention, we are sweating.
Yes.
Sweating bad because it is like 100 degrees outside. It's even worse in our studio here due to the
mind over
lack of air conditioning.
It's mind over matter.
I wanted a sauna.
I'm wearing pants right now.
Sauna.
It's mind over matter. If you guys believe you're hot, then you're hot.
Yeah,
I don't believe I'm hot. I'm fine.
Hot.
I'm good.
All right, let's jump in. 2-1. U.S. men's national team. Tillman and then I think it was Ajiman with the winner there. Listen, I'm not super pleased with the way they played. They came out against Haiti and they were... I mean, some of my notes here, honestly, after about 60 minutes, it went, this U.S. men's national team is predictable. You can see they're trying. Their slow build-up allowed Haiti to press. There was no pattern of play that I could see. Again, in the third, and actually the 5th game in a row, and we kept giving the ball away. Just kept giving the ball away in silly positions. They had no clue what to do going forward with their back facing the goal. Not super happy for me. Nate, I want you to jump in. Some comments you made at the beginning. What are your thoughts early on?
I've never seen like a more negative loss or win in my entire life. I mean,
sure,
they dominated possession. 2.6 xG, 18 shots on goal. There was a couple times where they were going forward, and I thought it looked very well. I'm not sold on Ajimen as a forward.
Ajimen's terrible.
He's not aggressive enough for me. Like, so right before that first goal happened, he had the opportunity to just try to bury one. Yeah. Instead, he laid it off, and it's kind of like,
you're a striker.
Yeah, you're a striker. You should just hit that one, right? Yeah. Like, so outside of Ajimen, you know, I thought the performance was not that awful compared. It's a Haiti team that has to win. It's U.S. team that already knows they're going forward.
Sure.
Mentally, you know, you kind of got to wonder who's in, who's out, you know, and Haiti threw everything in the kitchen sink at him, but, you know, it wasn't good enough. And I know it's just Haiti, you know, and I know it's just Saudi Arabia. And
I thought the Saudi Arabia team was good. I thought they put up a good fight.
They weren't bad.
I thought they put up a real nice fight. Going forward, the USA had some opportunities. Obviously, it took a corner kick and a big Chris Richards raising up there with his head. Getting onto the end of a free kick. Sorry.
But I thought they dominated that game as well, as far as the possession from standpoint.
Yeah.
No factor.
I just worry that there's no real distinct pattern of play, and it's very obvious that they're setting up in a 4-2-3-1, but it actually ends up being a 3-back. Today there was a 3-back, and I just don't think the USA are versed well enough to play it right.
It's not really. No, they kicked out one of their wide backs as soon as they go forward. But you see him check in right when they try to.
You see him check into the middle, right? So it's a 3-back, right? And
he checked back.
Checked back. Tolkien kept checking into the middle to be another. Almost
comes as another midfielder. It's not a true 3-back.
But when you have the ball, they were playing with Ream out left. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Either way, 4 in the back, 3 in the back. I wasn't convinced with this group. They could not find a way forward controlling the ball properly out of the back. The majority of the time, USA, when they did go forward, they were winning the ball in the midfield and then sprinting going ahead that way. It just the slow build out of the backs. And we had Tyler Adams in the game. As soon as I saw him in the game, I said, okay, this is gonna work well. This is gonna be good. He just hasn't come to grips yet, I don't think, with how we want to play.
He's still getting over an injury too. Like, he kind of got hampered a little bit, and that's why he was out like the first game and
he's got turf toe.
So he's hampered a bit. Cardoso has said that he had an illness, so it could have been why he wasn't playing up to snuff. So the midfield is still a little bit in flux.
Sure,
but again, I don't think, from what I've seen, I didn't think anything was that bad. The goal, Freezy, I mean, you got to do a little bit better than that. It was kind of a bad giveaway. But outside of that one, there wasn't anything that really was dangerous going the other way.
Sure. I don't think Haiti offered too much getting up in the offensive zone. They're Haiti. And no offense to Haiti, they got a population of, 73. They did what they could. They're not very organized. They let up a couple of, we'll say, easier chances. If we'd have kept our runs on side, if we could have finished Tillman in the second half, that looked like a good opportunity as well. But overall, the win, we got the job done. My big thing is, over the 3 games that we played, yes, we won, but man, it's a struggle. It's a real struggle. Now, Brooks, have they come down with yet who we're going to be playing in the next round?
The game's got to play at 10 o'clock.
You have to wait till 10 o'clock. Because it could end up being Mexico.
Could be.
And that could hurt a little bit if we continue this style of play, in my opinion. Brooks, what's your thoughts on the game? Go for it. I know you had a couple of things you wanted to say.
I mean, I think those are our 2 best for this group that's in this Gold Cup. Those are the 2 best outside backs. Tolkien does both sides of the ball. Max Starfson, to me, does not do the defensive end. He's the guy who just wants to go forward, and I think he's missed some key opportunities to get some assists and maybe a goal or so winning the other 2 games. Miles Robinson, you can always play him next to Chris Richards. I think those 3 strong center backs. Obviously, Walker's probably the 4th. That if you need a veteran, need some experience to come in and play, or if you're going to play a 3-back, maybe you play him in the center or somewhere along the line, or Tim Ream needs a rest. Quinn Sullivan, and he's definitely not, a starter for the group. I mean, it's just on rest. I think Berhalter's definitely a starter. I think on the yellow cards, honestly, that's where he was just pulled and whatnot. But the midfield 3 was good today with Adams and De La Torre. I thought Malik Tillman's really come on, to be honest with you. He's continuing that from the PSV season. It's a continuation of how well he's played in this club season. So that's been good. Ajiman just doesn't do it for me. I've told you before, I think he's a fraud for like the U.S. men's national team. I think he's better than a USL championship player, but I think he's a lifelonger MLSer. And that is debatable on how much he wants to work and improve his skills.
I think he's a good MLS player. He's not a great MLS player.
He's an average MLS
and we
player.
don't need good or average at this level. We need someone better. Now, obviously, there's a lot of players who aren't playing in this squad due to the fact that their teams are in the Club World Cup, or they're injured, or their club teams made them take the summer off because... By the way, one of the questions we're going to be talking about in a couple of minutes is there too much soccer being played right now? So don't answer that now, but, in a couple of minutes, I want to know what people's thoughts are, especially you two in the room here with me. And yes, we are all in the same room, by the way. A lot of people ask me that. I don't know if you guys know, like every time I get asked about our show, like, oh, does Nate do it from his basement? Nate, everybody thinks that's your basement.
And his basement wall back there.
Why?
It's all my stuff in your basement wall.
Why would I have this in my basement?
Yeah, well, actually, hold on.
They can't see
now you
Dude,
can.
I would love to steal this and put in my basement. So this might be gone and in my basement later.
Well, if it shows up on a podcast anytime soon, we'll know where it went. But anyway, I do want to know the thoughts coming up shortly about is there too much soccer right now, because there's a lot being played with the Gold Cup, the FIFA Club World Cup, and then by the way, the Women's Euro starts in 2 weeks, and U.S. Women's National Team. So we're going to get to that in a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to finish up here. So one
please,
player
go.
I did like, Nate, when he came in, unfortunately got injured, was I liked how Damian Downs changed a little bit for Saudi Arabia. He still got a little bit, but I think he offers something else up top.
Brooks, are there any new players into this squad that you see making the 26-man squad for 2026 World Cup?
Huh? For this one?
Yeah.
Chris Richards.
Chris Richards for
Not
sure.
a new player. He's been in the squad for the last couple
but
of years.
this is the first time he is.
This
actually,
is his breakout, but I think we all expected it, right? I think he's our best center back.
This is his first run of starting matches.
Yeah.
He normally doesn't start.
All right, give me this. All right, so we got Freeman, Freeze, Tolkien,
No.
Tillman, Sullivan.
No
Hajiman.
Sullivan.
Any of those going to
Maybe
make the
Tillman.
26-man
Tillman
squad?
for
Maybe
sure.
Tillman.
Tillman should. Yeah, I like
Maybe.
him. He works hard. He's scoring some goals in Europe.
Yeah.
Any of those others?
I think Luna has a chance.
I think Luna has an outside opportunity. We know Mitsuru Pochettino likes him. Go ahead, Nate. Sorry.
Let's rewind it a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm wondering which one of the guys that didn't show up is going to actually struggle to break in, because Pochettino seems to be big on chemistry and vibes with his team.
Yeah.
Big on it. He's been talking and harping about. That's why Luna is now a starter regularly, because of what he brings attitude-wise. He kind of has a dust-up with Pulisic.
Yeah.
He's talented, right? I get it. He's talented, more talented, and you're looking at me like I'm crazy, but it's happened before. If you're the guy who is not reliable and doesn't get along with an international manager, you don't get taken.
Oh, man.
I think a few guys have dust-ups with him. I think
it's
more than
raise
just him.
hell if Pulisic didn't play. He's the best player we've ever produced, coming into the arguably the biggest tournament we've ever been in.
And what has he?
I think it's him and
Let
McKennie.
me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What has he done for the U.S. men's national team?
Pulisic.
I mean, he scored a big goal in the last World Cup, right? Put his body on the line, got us through to the quarters.
He didn't do anything in Nations League.
One.
Put it that way.
I think
one big goal.
arguably he is our
No.
leader. Arguably our leader on the field, and everybody looks to him.
I don't think they do.
In my opinion, he stretches the field,
You're
and he brings that something that
I'm
everybody else
not
has.
arguing any of that.
Yeah.
You're talking about talent. I'm asking you, what does he
Besides
do?
that goal that he scored in the
What has he done that would warrant him an automatic start for this U.S. team?
Based on what he's done in the USA shirt.
In the USA shirt. Not what he's done for Chelsea. Not what he's done for AC Milan or Dortmund. What has he done?
I mean, he scored big goals in the World Cup, the last one.
Yeah.
He had one big goal in the World Cup, yes.
The one where he got knocked and he went to the hospital.
Yes, he had one big goal in the World Cup 5 years ago.
But he's also one of the only attackers that can beat players 1v1.
What about the goals he scored against Mexico? What about the goals he scored against Mexico in games where we've won or needed penalty kicks? Or
3 years ago. What have you done for me recently?
I mean, there haven't been a ton.
Nations League was a blowout. That was horrible for everyone.
But I don't see any of these players that just played today, or even on the bench, taking his spot. I just don't see it from what he can bring.
I think
His
he has.
skill level.
I think he has a little bit of a mountain to climb here because he took off, and he did it not because the club made him to. He said he needs a break. Him himself said he needed it. Wanted to come in for friendlies or whatever, and then skip out. Potch said no. Chris Richards and Tyler Adams and Aronson all have played equally, probably the same amount of games that he has
In club.
in club.
I get where you're going, 100%.
And they're there.
I'm not going
And they're playing.
I'm not disagreeing with you,
Yeah.
but the one thing I will say is, if he plays in today's game, Christian Pulisic is a game changer. He's the only guy I can see that gets the ball to his feet, comes back, gets the ball to his feet, or out wide, and can take people on and actually create or stretch the field or make defenders worry about him when he doesn't have the
Sure, if he
ball.
wants to and he's happy and he gets along with the manager. I'm saying, well, let's look
I
on that
think
other
that-
side of the coin,
Yeah.
and let's say he's not.
If he's not happy, then it's pointless. But I think
that's
he
my
will get
point.
it right. I do think he has this set, what sets him apart from other players. But once it gets to the World Cup, once it gets to that time to kick in, I think it's going to be go time, and he's going to do whatever he needs to do.
Well, I think he needs to sort this out well before the World Cup.
Oh, it will.
Or
It
he
will.
won't
It
be.
will.
He will
For
not.
me,
I think it's Mauricio Pochettino who needs to sort it out, because I think Pochettino needs him more than Pulisic needs to step on the field.
I don't think
That's it.
Pochettino thinks that way.
I think Pochettino needs to get his head checked if he doesn't, because in my opinion, Pulisic's the best player this country's ever produced. I'd love to know people's thoughts on that.
I'll-
But I get
I'll
where you're
go
going.
back
I get
to
it.
Landon
I get it.
Donovan not getting selected by a one Jurgen Klinsmann, and that was the right decision.
Absolutely.
Because he needed guys who can grind and work, and
Sure.
he got out. And
Sure.
what was the result of that? Him getting out of the group of death that we had
Sure.
no business getting
Sure.
out of.
Yeah.
It's the same situation.
I want to, on that topic, 100%. You know, the funny thing is, Alexi Lalas came out and spoke about that the other week. And it was Alexi Lalas spoke about it a little bit, and then Winalda spoke about it. And Winalda said, "Hey, Landon, you need to shut your mouth about this because you took over a year off for a sabbatical,
Yep.
whereas Pulisic's taking what's called a summer off, right?" And he did
Yeah.
come out and say he wanted to be in the squad this summer, but I think he was advised not to.
So
Go ahead,
I'll
Doug.
answer his question. I think correct. I think Pulisic has to be the bigger man and make amends because Pochettino's old school. The player has to come to him. The one I think that has the biggest potential, and it sucks because I don't know if he would have been in here or whatnot, but I think it's McKennie that has the possibility of getting bounced from the midfield.
I think all these.
There are a lot of midfielders
think
in the
there's a
group that kind of offer you different things. And we haven't seen Adam Morris isn't in this group either. We haven't seen a few guys that haven't come in, but that midfield is starting. And it's funny because we never would talk about the midfield of like, oh my God, like there was only 3 or 4 guys like we can rely on. Now it's, they're all kind of close and they do different things that are interesting and help out the team. I think he's the one that has the possibility to get bounced or he gets moved because he's been playing wing back for Juventus. Does he become the backup right back for Serginho
He's
Dest?
been playing so well. Juventus are about to make him one of the highest paid players in the club.
Correct.
At Serie A, in one of the top 3 teams in the
But he's been a wing back
nation, in the league, right?
played
So,
in the middle today. So McKennie,
today. He's played both in the event. He's played in the
So-
middle and he's played for wing back.
McKennie and Way and anyone else who was forced to be in this dumb.
well, FIFA Club World Cup.
They
Yeah,
get
we're
a
going to talk about
pass.
that in a minute as well.
They get a pass.
Yeah,
Because obviously they had no choice.
No choice.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm just saying, like, if there's someone that come in surprise, that's one that I think it's more than a Pulisic out wide
Sure.
for me.
That's an interesting choice.
But I do agree with you, Nate. Like, he has to go to Pochettino, and he's got to be like,
Yep.
phone call or something after all this is done, and there needs to be some fixing.
I just don't see a ton of these players that played today that if they aren't already on the squad, right? Like Richards or De La Torre or Adams. And I think Tillman's in there. Or Tim Ream, I think he's in there. I don't see a lot of these other players making it. Now, I'd love to know, Brooks, what are your thoughts on the goalie situation? Matt Turner sitting on the bench. Didn't play very well in the loss to Switzerland. Didn't play very well in the loss to Turkey. Yes, those are friendlies. Matt Freese steps in the goal now. What are your thoughts on the way Freese has played, and then obviously the error he made today?
They're all awful.
Yeah, right. To me, if you're gonna really consider like who you're for the World Cup, I mean, obviously Turner. I think Freese has played himself in because Turner had the horrific, botch, and Freese has started these last 3 games. Today, I mean, listen, he just made an error. He didn't, it was one brain fart. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think if he had that back, 9 times out of 10, that ball was cleared out of bounds. And he's done it before anyways. I mean, he's been pressed before and cleared out of bounds. But it's probably Turner, Freeze. I would say Zach Steffen's probably, if you're going to consider now in the mix. I'm sure Schulte's in there.
You only take 3, right? So
I don't know. Schulte's in there. I think Chris Brady hasn't had enough experience for the senior national team, unfortunately, to be considered in that group unless he comes in some internationals and surprises. But I think you're really battling between. Do you throw back Brad Guzan in there because he's actually been doing well for Atlanta United?
Nope, no, you don't. I don't think it'll happen. I think it's going to be what he's got here. I think it's going to be Turner. I think it's going to be Freeze, and I think it'll be Steffen, and I think it'll be Turner who ends up winning out.
I don't think Turner's going to win it out.
But Matt Freeze has been okay. That error he made today.
He's much more better with his feet, and he commands his box much better than Matt Turner does. Matt Freeze does. He's much better than Matt Turner, in my opinion.
I would love to know what he was trying to do on that error today that gifted Haiti their only shot on goal. Really.
He tried to play it to Tolkien, and he had a brain fart.
Was it over the top, trying to play it over?
No, he tried to play a ball into his feet in between the gap. Well, and then, really, you could say, should Tim Ream should have played it back to him? I don't know.
I think Tim Ream played it back to him.
Probably should have cleared it.
Yeah.
But you're both wrong. He got bored.
So
he's like, hey, let's
make it a game.
Let's make it a game.
Yeah.
He got bored. He played it to him, and then he assumed. Now, in fairness, he was like, I'm gonna make a balls ass save.
I'm gonna make a really good save here and show everybody how good
he was like, oh man.
It's all 20,000 people here in Jerry's World at Dallas Stadium watching because I'm gonna make a great
Let's
save.
go.
Let's do this.
Crowd's gonna get on their feet. Oh no, it's in the back of the net.
Oh shit, that didn't work out very well.
I didn't calculate this one right.
Oh crap. I don't know if he hasn't done very much in the games. Obviously, he hasn't had the most competition here. It's.
You don't watch him in NYCFC every week like I do, so I understand what he has.
I do not watch him in the MLS.
You do not. And Turner doesn't play anyways unless he gets his move to France. So
Olympique Lyon have seemed to stall on their move. That came on the heels of his 4-0.
They saw him play.
They saw him play against Switzerland, and they don't pick up their phone anymore.
They went, what club is he coming from? It looks good.
No.
And they watched him play and went, wait a minute. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Hold the phone.
It sucks for Zach that Zach Steffen got hurt because I think it would have been a good opportunity for him, but he has played better coming.
It would have been a great opportunity for Steffen to come back in and show everybody that in the world that he's still alive and can play football.
He can still play. He's made some big. He's the reason why Colorado's in the play and at least above the playoff line. For the players they have.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I get it, but if you don't watch the MLS every week, you forget where he's at, and you just want to see him play. But it comes down to, can you form partnerships with these other players? Can you form a partnership with a Ream, Chris Richards, a Walker Zimmerman? Can you form partnerships as a goalie? So there's so much communication that happens between your back 3, 4, and your goalie that you need to start forming these partnerships now, rather than later as we get closer, because we are now 340 some odd days away from the start of the World Cup.
For me, the interesting one will be after this Gold Cup, when they call in that September group for the Korea and Japan matches. That'll be an interesting one to see who he brings in, because that probably be more international based, I imagine.
Yeah, 100%. That'll be more our European players, and I think we'll have a real true sense of the squad of who's going to be there. So interesting. All right, well, I don't know if you guys want to add anything else. I'm into the U.S. men's national team here as we've defeated Haiti 2-1. Again, I'm still the jury's out for me. I don't know if Pochettino knows his best players. I don't know if he knows how to play with certain players. The slow, predictable play is not what I was expecting when they hired him. And I honestly think he is struggling to get his ideas and his style of play over towards these players to understand. And it's going to take a lot more time. There's going to be a lot of homework done as these players go back and start in the fall with their club teams. They're going to have to really do some video conferencing and learn how to play, how Pochettino wants to play, in my opinion. That's just how I feel. I'm just not super happy, and
I'm not convinced.
I'm looking forward to the World Cup.
I'm not convinced it's that much as you think of him as it is the effort from the players.
Hold on. Wait. Explain that. Sorry, I didn't understand.
I'm not convinced that you're putting a lot of the blame on him. I'm not very convinced it's him and his staff. I'm convinced that it's a lot of the players putting the effort into making extra types of runs and moves to open up space.
So you all right? Let me make sure.
I'm gonna fall down.
You think it's the players not
Yes.
putting the extra effort in?
Yeah.
It's not the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Nate, I'll let you handle this one.
All right, so I'm gonna follow your logic. Just I'm gonna follow it. So guys who haven't really made this, a starting USA men's national team regularly.
Yeah.
Most of them who play for small clubs and now have a time to shine in front of a global stage to hopefully make a bigger move.
Yes.
And hopefully they're not playing their hardest. That's your theory?
Yep.
That's
They're not the hardest or understanding that they need to make extra effort to open up things.
Okay, I'm going to repeat myself again. All right, so maybe you missed something in there. These guys, like Jonathan Tolkien, who is going to be probably playing Bundesliga 2, just hoping to maybe make a move, goes, hey, now is my time.
No, he's not one.
He's
not one
example.
of the players, but I'm just saying.
Okay, all right, fine.
Pick a player.
Whatever the forward is.
Like Ajiman and Sullivan.
Who's playing MLS.
For me.
Who is not carved out as the go-to starting striker, who probably would love to move internationally, is now on a global stage, and is just like, meh, I'm all right.
I don't need to make that.
I don't need to make the extra. I
don't think at least he wasn't assertive enough. You guys thought he should have shot the ball a little more.
Yeah, because he's not good.
I just don't think he's good enough.
I think he's trying his best, but I don't. See, I hate the whole effort thing because it's a very subjective thing to say. Like, show me what effort is. Like, show me someone's. Yeah,
sure.
You can't. The reality is you can't.
Like, for me, Chris Richards' effort was that huge block he had against Saudi Arabia.
Because he's the pimp.
That is like effort to me. Guys going balls to the wall, laying out for crosses. Laying out for crosses and diving headers, doing what you can, making tackles, bumping people.
Yeah, but Chris Richards is what we call good. Ajiman is what you call
mediocre.
Not good. But I don't think that's in everything. I just don't think he's good.
I think there's a little bit of both. I think maybe the players want to put the effort in. I don't know if there's that much of an issue there, but it's maybe the staff not relaying how they want to play and the players not quite getting there. Because, again, it takes a little bit of time for coaches to come in and get their point across and to be able to play a certain style.
So the staff has to come and go, hey, Ajiman, we want you to play good. Not bad.
Here's the playbook. It's one page.
I think you really discredit how much these kids learn throughout their career as players, especially these academy kids. Like Sullivan's pretty disappointing to me because they say how high the Union Academy is, and they're not really getting much for him. Like some of these MLS Academy kids have been structured this way to play certain ways and to play the way that Pochettino has.
I'm going to 100% agree with your first part. Your second part, absolutely not.
The information you get in these academy and all these other setups, this is no different because everyone just follows whatever Guardiola does anyways.
No. So information you get from academy is play this way. Just this. This is all we want you to do. Play this way as is. They don't teach you other stuff.
No,
you think they're going, this is how 4-4-2 does, and this is what 3-5-2 does, and this is what these players, they go, this is how we play, and that's all you should care about, right? And then all of a sudden you get Pochettino who comes in here and plays a little bit of a different style, a little bit of a different way of thinking.
But you should be able to adjust on the fly.
A good player.
For how much these
really
kids
good
play,
players do.
For how much these kids have played growing up and everything, they should be able to adjust on the fly.
This is the problem with American players, in my opinion, though.
Guys,
they don't understand the game properly when defenders or other situations are in front of them. They can't break the game down properly in their head.
Well, players and then we'll say high-level coaches in academy and MLS.
Sullivan's 21, guys.
Yeah, but he's been with the first team since he's been 17.
Okay, cool. This is 21.
I mean, there's a lot.
I mean, he has a whole lot of his career left. Don't get me wrong, but like for the Union Academy and how great they are, come on now.
Yeah, we're getting off on a tangent. I want to get onto some couple of other things, Nate. I got some stuff for you in a little bit.
First-time start. He's 21. Give him a minute. God.
I can't, Nate.
My God.
I can't.
Like he's got a whole future ahead of him.
Yeah,
all right. All right, guys, we're going to move on here a little bit. All right, next game's coming up Saturday, June 28th is when the next games are. It's going to be either 7:15 p.m. or 10:15 p.m. And then Sunday, June 29th, 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. We will find out tonight who the USA plays and where everybody's kind of seated moving forward.
Be Mexico or Costa Rica.
Yeah, I got a feeling it's going to be our good old friends, Mexico.
I don't know. I think they'll win that game against Costa Rica. They play them tonight, so
Yeah.
they got to win or tie. If they win or tie, then we don't face them.
We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, we're going to have to hopefully we play them at some point. I really do want to play them because everybody needs to remember that these are our last actual competitive games before the World Cup.
I don't care about Canada.
I think you're harping too much on
Friendly.
this.
Or I don't care about Mexico.
I'm not. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
No, there's
Same.
wait. Before we move on, there's one team I want you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's get into the Canada piece. Moving on away from U.S.
I want
men's.
Canada.
Let's.
You want Canada?
I want Benedict Marsh Arnold. Poop pants.
Oh,
Do you see?
Remember I promised not to swear?
All
I
right.
did a really good job there.
So
Did
You're welcome.
Isn't it funny how he got in trouble? He wasn't even on the bench because he's still serving that suspension from UEFA Nations League.
Yep.
He got in trouble for he
Coaching.
wasn't even on. Yeah,
Do you think the U.S.
it's crazy.
U.S. Soccer Federation at this point has made a good decision by not hiring him because he is showing himself to be a little spoiled brat.
Yep.
And doing whatever he can do to show it's all about him and not the team.
I think they knew that maybe a
think
little
they may
bit,
have known
and
that,
that's
too.
why he didn't get the job, and we're like, we don't want you around, and that's why he got
I agree.
pee
100%.
pants. He got a little bit of pee pants, and the pee in his pants, and then he went, I'm gonna go to Canada, and now he's playing in Canada, and I think Canada might.
I think
going,
Canada might can it.
What are we doing? What are we doing here? Like,
What are we
Boy,
doing
and I
there,
thought
this
I
dude?
thought Princeton grads were smart.
Oh, I think this guy is. I think he's hot-headed. I think he is not happy with a lot of the things, and he's really still pissed off at the U.S. Soccer Federation.
something happened between. We were texting about this. Something happened because he
It
was.
was that Leeds or Red Bull.
He was fine at Salzburg. He was
was.
a humble guy. He was
Yeah.
passionate.
Yeah.
Then he went to Leeds, and then I
No,
don't
no.
know.
Didn't he go to Red Bull?
Well,
Didn't he take over at Leipzig?
no.
He didn't.
He went from. He said, I don't think he did. He went from Salzburg Red Bull.
I got it up
I
here. Let
think
me look.
Nate.
Salzburg Red Bull that he was at.
Nate, I think you're right.
No,
though.
no. He was at RB Leipzig in 2021,
Right.
and then he got canned very soon.
Oh, okay.
He
So
took
that-
over,
that was my-
and then he went to Leeds in 22. But yeah, you're right. Something in
Once
that.
he
Something
spent
when
that
he-
year
he
at
left-
Leeds, he thought,
When he
"Hey,
left
look at
Salzburg,
me." And
It was-
I'm
Yes.
sorry, he hasn't made it.
it was
No.
when he left Salzburg that it all just went weird,
Yeah,
right? Like, because he was good at Salzburg. He was
Was.
passionate. He was actually, like...
they were top of the table, weren't
Yup,
they?
They had that Salzburg
Yeah.
team, like, going toe-to-toe with Liverpool and, like, punching well above their weight.
Yeah.
And then he went to... You're right. He did go to Red Bulls. He was there for a hot minute. Got canned because he was doing
Like a couple
really
months.
bad.
Yes.
Right? And then he got...
No one
picked-
listened to him.
Right. Then he got
Yeah.
picked up by Leeds and then
Yeah.
wasn't doing very good there either. And then, since
I think he thinks
somewhere around there.
he's made it, and everybody knows who he is, and he can do whatever he wants. I'm sorry, he's become a spoiled little brat.
Maybe
getting
he's
in trouble
drinking
again. Oh, and by the way, his team tied last night against Curacao, whatever.
Nobody knows.
Curacao.
Nobody freaking knows.
Cacao.
They've got a population of 17.
Yeah, I actually looked up where those guys played.
Tell me,
I can't remember.
because they're not a good clubs.
They're not. Yes,
Some play in
a
the
lot.
lower divisions in the Dutch league because the Dutch colony is Curacao.
Your mother could
Some-
play in the lower divisions of the Dutch league.
bunch of
Brooks.
so-
They can't be that bad. The second.
Oh, they're not good.
They're not good. They played. I
Do
think
you watch the second division of the Dutch league?
I
I've seen
do.
a couple games.
Do you?
Now,
I do
yes,
actually.
and that's
I'm
why
an
your
avid-
mom could play.
Watch this now. I'm an avid
Do
watcher.
you watch the Belgian First League? I've watched some games there on
Yes, I have. Yes,
Yes.
I have. Anyway, listen,
the Juniper League.
Curacao, whatever the effing name is,
That's
Canada tied 1-1.
Yes.
And by the way, that goal that Canada gave up,
that was a
what-
good transition from Curacao, by the way.
no, I'm going to disagree with you.
think so?
I think it was a calamity of errors on Canada's part.
Fair enough.
Dude, the ball hits off his back. Another guy like whiffs on it. They run into each other and let the other guy in to score. It's like, what were you doing?
Hey, I forgot. They do have a really good player. He plays for Juventus.
Oh,
sorry,
they do.
That's Juventus Next Gen. Never mind.
Belgium and Netherlands are like the two places where their players would play overseas if they did.
Well, Canada, I honestly could see them canning his ass before the World Cup.
Why?
This
Why? He's got so much attention on the national team now. Why would you get rid of him?
bad attention. It's bad attention. I don't
At least
think
people
this is
notice
good.
Canada now.
But Canada have good players. I think they were doing well before him.
Yeah. Well, he may never get Alphonso Davies back again from Bayern, so
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oops.
I think he's drinking the wrong maple syrup.
He's drinking.
He's not from Vermont.
He's drinking
from
straight
Canada.
maple syrup. Anyway, all right, let's move on, fellas. As we follow the Gold Cup, we said in a couple of minutes we're going to talk about how much soccer is being played. More soccer being played. FIFA Club World Cup. Poor attendance all over. The only game I've seen that really had great attendance and was sold out was the River Plate versus FC Monterrey game. By the way, that was a hell of a game. Yellow cards all over the place. Red card at the end. 0-0 draw. So just so everybody's aware, 32 teams competing. $1 billion in prizes. Why do teams play? Because there's a bag of money being held in front of them. Yes, all of the teams showed up with their star players because, well, wouldn't you if you won a game and could earn $2 million every game? So I did read today that Manchester City have so far this year spent $145 million in transfer fees. They only got 3 players for that, but spent $145 million. If they win the FIFA Club World Cup,
Can they get all of it back?
they can get $125 million of it back.
Almost of it. See?
Do you know how much Manchester United, Aston Villa, Arsenal, Newcastle can get? Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. That's why teams are playing in the FIFA Club World Cup and bringing all their top players to play because
Well, you got to qualify. Greg.
money. That's why.
Yeah.
Because now,
Villa's got to qualify for this
right?
now.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to qualify. But PSR with that these days.
No, I know.
That's why these teams are coming to bring in their best players.
Yeah.
Now, I hate the FIFA Club World Cup because of this, and it's all the money. But when are we ever going to get to see some of these teams play against, a Seattle Sounders, an LAFC? When are we going to see it? It doesn't happen in real games. So I'm really happy we do get to see that here. But
Why?
again, what do you mean, why?
Who cares? Like,
I do.
It's a real game. Like when LAFC.
I've been watching all the MLS teams play. I thought, even though
LAFC played
Seattle
against-
lost 3-1 to Atletico, I thought they gave them a good game, and they played.
And Atletico wanted to win that game, and they played their top players.
And they could play. I thought LAFC gave
Real Madrid played Pachuca today.
yeah.
Went down a man, by the way, in the 7th minute. Ended up winning 3-1. They
The only other
So you're never going to get to see him play these teams unless
and
it was like this.
I was really clamoring to see Juventus for that.
Why not?
Yeah.
Did you see the Wydad fans show up?
That
Cool.
4-1 shellacking that Juventus gave them was
Now,
something I couldn't miss in my life.
now,
Woo!
now, I will say, Nate, you did hit it on the head. We got to make sure teams that can actually compete show up. Auckland showing up and getting shellacked 10-0.
They will probably
Not a
change
good
the way that people have to qualify and everything.
Yeah, they're going to change it. It'll change it in 4 years.
But when they got there, they get the qualifying money, so they
Yeah.
get money anyways.
You know what, though? But I don't want to see anybody get shellacked 10-0. I want to see better games.
Well,
and-
no one does, but that's how you grow the game across the world.
Well, it's not a good look to shellack someone 10-0. And by the way,
what else do you suggest they do?
figure out how to get better teams here. Any team in England would be here to play because what did I say you get if you win? 125.
But they didn't qualify through the process.
They're going to change the
It's
process.
just going to be
They're gonna change the
European teams playing in North America in a minute.
How
And South
interesting?
America.
How interesting would it be
South
if
America.
a non-European
South America
team
will
won it?
bring their because South America.
Let's-
Now
what do they get?
PSG did lose the other day,
Let's
boys.
jump off
They
the
did,
South
4-5.
American
Right.
bandwagon for a minute because when these games actually really start to count, they're all going to fall like dominoes because a lot of these teams, after they win their first, it's kind of depending on what it is, you look at it going, all right, all we needed here is a tie or draw, and we're locked in.
Yeah.
Once it comes to knockout, when that's not a thing, watch how quick these South American teams get shellacked.
Oh yeah.
Anyone from Europe.
But I'll say
They're
this: the
not good
South
enough.
American teams need a competition like this because they make money in a certain way. Selling players is a big way they make money, so they can pay their staff and they can pay the people that work in their club.
Sure.
And then this competition money is huge for them.
Oh, absolutely. It's huge for every club.
I've known people that have worked for Argentinian clubs, and they don't until they sell a player. That's when they finally receive a check. Like they don't get paid hourly wages like
Right.
they do in the United
Incredible.
States.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So listen, I do. I just think there's too much soccer going on right now. So what do we pay attention to? The Gold Cup, or do we pay attention to the FIFA Club World Cup? That my team's not playing in it, but some of the other teams that I enjoy watching are playing in it, and there's some good games that I'm never going to get to see those teams play again. So I'm trying to pay attention to a little bit of everything. I just don't have enough time as it stands. But as it stands right now, Manchester City are up 2-0 against Al Ain. No,
Who could have predicted that?
I know. Trust me, I get it.
Wow, so shocked.
And then, but like yesterday, you have. So, by the way, I don't know if you saw this one, Nate. Borussia Dortmund 4, Malawi Sundowns 3.
Yeah, cool.
What a phenomenal game, by the way. Malawi Sundowns were incredible. How South African team, how just technical and fast they were. What a game, by the way. I watched this. Borussia Dortmund looked phenomenal. Job Bellingham came on and scored for Borussia Dortmund, his first goal for them, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Urawa Red Devils, Diamonds, went up 1-0.
Drew.
They went up 1-0 in Seattle against Inter Milan, and Inter Milan had to fight back.
Their fan base showed out.
Their fan base showed up.
Japanese.
That was a hell of a game, by the way. Fluminense 4, Ulsan HD 2. I don't know who that is. And then the River Plate Monterey game 0-0.
This is all silly and stupid.
I have bought into it a little bit.
I think it's the way it's
bought
just
into
going because we have international competitions for like international play, U.S. and countries.
Yep.
That's the next thing is how do we get all these clubs to play each other now?
I'm gonna love when
Boca Juniors won, Bayern Munich 2. Bayern had to come back and kind of.
They gave him a game.
That was a hell of a game.
They gave him a game. It was a great goal from the Boca Juniors player.
So what are you gonna do when the Euros are going on at the same time?
Well, that's not going to happen because I believe these are being played in 29 and the Euros are in 28.
Yeah.
So
I think they're every year.
So this will be every 4 years before the World Cup. Now, what we are going to do is let's get into our next phase of conversation here, boys. Is there too much soccer? Because Euros, FIFA Club World Cup, Gold Cup, season, World Cup, these players come April and May are going to, I hate to say the word, die on their feet. Yeah. There could be people who have heart issues and they're just out. And the muscle injuries, we are going to be robbed of several star players in the World Cup next year because of this. That's it. It's it. Look at Kevin De Bruyne a couple years ago. Played in the Euros, played his season, had picked up a hamstring injury, never got healthy for the year, affected the entire year. I mean, it's just going to happen. These players are already talking about there's too much soccer. Rodri said it in September, too much soccer. That was 75 games ago for Manchester City. There is a lot of soccer. And here is, so Gold Cup, FIFA Club World Cup, Nations League, by the way, going over in Europe, Women's Euros begin in 2 weeks. There's a lot of soccer there. There are a lot of teams who are about to start preseason tours here in the USA. I know Aston Villa are coming at the end of July to play 3 games. I know Manchester United are here. Everton are here. I think Newcastle are coming. With that being said, I cannot afford to take a ton of time off of work to go watch my team or to watch some of these games. I can't afford the tickets. There's just too much soccer. I don't have enough time in the day anymore to watch half these games. Is there too much soccer?
I already said
the off season or just the whole year?
There's no off season.
There is no off season anymore.
Yeah.
It's done. Like, we're just going straight through.
It's all
straight through because
too much and stupid.
Right. Brooks, you said off season. This is not an off season for the players. They're busting their ass in those games because the club says, go and win that FIFA Club World Cup because we want $125 million.
Like for the European clubs, it's not during the European season. That's what I consider off season. Like it's not in that August to May range.
Sure. But
for me, it's a combination of both. Like I like the FIFA Club World Cup idea. Like, is it great right now? No, but like, can they turn into something? Yes. The domestic cup competitions, I've always spoken very about this on the show, is that I think I like Germany, the local league, local league, and then you play in your European competition.
We're the best.
That's it.
We're the best. Yeah.
Like I don't like how it's EPL, your Carabao Cup, FA Cup, European competition, and Premier League. Like you should only play in 3 max. And I mean that's what they did with the MLS clubs. Is they were like, listen, you can pick the competitions. You can play in Leagues Cup. You can play in Open Cup.
like they gave the choice of the first division teams of what they can play in and partake in.
Understood. I'm going to tell you right now, if let's just say Monster energy drink
Sure.
came to the MLS and said, hey, we want you to put a little tournament together, and we've got $1 billion, and we are going to do it in like a 2-week period here. Let's just call it late August.
Well, we do have a union, a players union that has say on that.
And then the MLS goes, oh, wait a minute. That's a lot of money. You give us $1 billion and then another $1 billion for prizes. We'll do this. And we're going to force all of our clubs to do it. The union can step in. And then what happens when Monster go, ooh, you know what? You guys don't want to do it? How about we put $1 billion into the pot for players? Now everybody's playing. I mean, that's what it's all about, money, man.
And there's a point where just like, it's just,
Yeah, no, I get it.
It's a combination of both. It's this extra stuff you do. Like, I don't know, you don't care for Nations League? Nate, do you care for Nations League for Germany?
Nations League.
European Nations League?
Nope.
You know why? I'm not sorry. Here's a good thing.
Oh,
the funny thing is Thomas Mueller came out and said, the only teams that take the Nations League seriously? The Netherlands and Portugal. No one else takes it seriously. We all know we're on our holidays and our summer vacation and we don't want to get hurt, so we come out and we play, but those are the only two only two nations that take it serious. Nate, you're just like me. I'll probably tune in to watch the game, but am I upset if my country loses? Nope.
See, like
I think when you get down to like the last 4 teams,
Sure.
Yeah, sure. But up until that point, it's a glorified friendly.
So for me, like, I hate CONCACAF Nations League. I think it's stupid. I don't like Gold Cup, to be honest with you. I miss Confederations Cup, honestly. I loved Confederations Cup. Like, you had to, like, what was it? You had to win Gold Cup. So you had to win one of those things. So if you just kept Gold Cup and you're like, and then you brought like 6 nations, or what was it 4 or 6 they would bring? I forget. They would have 2 groups. I think it was 8. It was 8. I think they had 2 groups. But like something like that's fun. Like, the Nations League stuff is just blah. Like Europe, CONCACAF, everything.
I love this sport.
Me too. I love it too.
I love watching it. I love being able to sit down every single day and put on a game and go, this is phenomenal. But when I have to miss games because there's so many games going on and I don't get a break.
And during the workday?
I'm not tuning in at 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock because unfortunately I have a full-time job and that's what I need to do to pay my bills and keep my family alive. But I miss great games and I got to figure out how to get to watch the game in the night, and every single night. It's not something you really look forward to anymore, and I love this game so much, but it is what it is. The Athletic did a poll of, do you care about the FIFA Club World Cup? 50% of the respondents, there was like 5,000 respondents to the poll, 50% said, nope, don't care, do not care at all.
I may believe it.
33% said, wait, what? What is it? What is that? And 17% of the respondents said, yeah, this is great. We're excited. We care.
It's going to be like how you treat the Nations League. I'm going to care the last 4 games.
When's the semifinals?
Hey, what was it? Munich versus City versus Atletico versus Real Madrid. All right, let's go.
Then
we'll notice how I didn't name a single non-European team there?
Yep.
Yeah, I did that.
We all are expecting a European team to win it. And if they don't, hey, I think
But the hope of obviously this competition is that hope one day it's South American. I mean, like a Liga MX team before this format has played in the final. Bayern did beat. I think it was Tigres they beat one year, but that was when there was only like 4 or 6 teams.
Flamingo was in there too.
Yeah, and they won before.
Yeah.
I think there's been out of 12 games played in this competition between a European and South American team, it's like 11 wins and 1 draw.
Correct.
For European teams.
But it is a stage for the MLS and the other leagues that are smaller to get onto something.
And I like that those smaller teams can play this.
Do you think those players care?
The MLS ones?
The MLS.
I think they
just want to get back to their club season.
I think they care in some respects.
It was a dig.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. What they need to do to make it better is just fix the trophy because someone's
going
to get injured.
Yeah.
Someone's going to lift that
and pinch a finger.
How that thing's got to be. I have never seen anyone physically pick it up. Have you?
No.
Has anyone seen anyone physically pick that thing up?
No.
I think I saw. I was watching CNBC and they introduced the trophy.
It's always been sitting on a table.
Yeah, I guess maybe. Yeah.
Does anyone have any documented proof of somebody holding that thing upright? Not like up, like you do if you won.
Like from the bottom.
Somehow, somewhere. I don't know how you hold it. I'm very confused.
Yeah.
It has a stand. What trophy has its own stand?
I-
And then you unkey it? How are you supposed to hold it when you unkey it? I want to picture someone holding it.
I'm afraid you're gonna pinch yourself.
I think
I don't believe
could
you
do it,
can.
Nate. I think you could do it. If there's anybody in the world who could pick that trophy up, I think it's you.
You know, it's gonna be me and who's it? The world lifting power lifter who lifted like 1,000 kilos or whatever, and like he had a brain bleed, and he had to like visualize his kids trapped under a car in order to do it, and like that's what he said. His ability to do it was he visualized his kids were in danger, and then like he eventually was able to do it. It took him like months to get to that mental. That's gonna be me with this trophy.
I believe in
brain
you.
bleed and everything, and I pass out.
Do you think it would be better? For my question for you guys, if everyone was on the same schedule, do you think things would change a little bit with all these competitions?
No, people would still find a way.
No. Well, would it be better that like it's the off season for these summertime's the off season for everyone?
You're talking like MLS coming on the same schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that wouldn't hurt,
It could only make things better, to be honest, if they came onto the, we'll call it the European schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be better if they did. There's rumors that they're going to, that they're talking about it. We'll see. I honestly believe in the next 2.5, 3 years, they will get onto the same schedule. We'll all be on the same schedule. I think it will help the league immensely.
Aren't they rumored to go to the same schedule post World Cup?
Yes.
That
That is
in the
when it
next
is
2 to 3 years, I think they'll vote on it, and I think it'll take a year, and then they'll get on it.
Because now, when everyone's on the same schedule, now international competitions align. So if the men's national team, now you can go play the teams in Europe on the, if you want to, if they're on a friendly or whatever. Like that's always been, and then the same transfer windows are there. So
Yeah, it'll make everything better. All right, boys, we're moving on. Here's something funny. So Johnny Infantino, by the way, he lives in Miami.
yes,
I did not know that. He has moved to Miami. So Johnny Infantino, the president of FIFA, says that soccer will be the #1 sport in the USA within 5 years. I've got some stats on that in a minute.
Hold on. Did you get to the quote? And I sent it to you. Why that is? Why he says that?
Oh, yeah, because he's here now.
Yeah.
His quote.
I saw
I do
that.
want to read it, Nate.
Yeah.
I do want to read your quote that you sent over.
most
Let me see. I
egotistic
saw that
or
late.
whatever.
So the Johnny quote says, 3 to 4, maximum 5 years, it will be top. One of the top leagues in the world, talking about MLS, for sure. And I can tell you why. Because now I'm here. Well, thank you, Johnny Infantino. The savior is here. So MLS is going to be the top league in the world.
Yeah.
And soccer is going to be the #1 sport here
Because
in
of
the
him.
USA.
Yeah.
Because of him.
oh man.
And a whole bunch of people on ESPN went, "Who's Johnny in Fuego?"
Yeah. I mean, literally no one knows who this guy is if you don't know soccer.
No.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what I got for you. He says it's going to be the top sport within 5 years. Okay. 292 million people here in the USA attended sporting events in 2024. 8% of those, actually higher than I thought, 8% of those were soccer.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty good percentage.
Oh, no.
8% of 292 million?
Let's be clear. MLS, and I get in this argument all the time.
Yeah.
It is a third-tier sport,
Oh, yeah.
and some markets even a second,
Yeah.
depending on where they're at.
Yeah,
Correct.
absolutely.
Here's the problem. There's a 3-letter league.
Does it start with an N, have an F in there, and end with an L?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good luck toppling those guys.
Oh, and by the way, we all don't give much credence to baseball anymore, but
We don't.
35% of the 292 million people attended a baseball game.
Yeah, that doesn't count because there's like 482 of those, like every year. Every
They're
team
allowed.
plays like
No.
500 games.
But-
You want to talk about playing a lot?
Yeah.
Let's talk about-
Oh my
You
God.
know,
they
160
play
games a year.
forever.
But here's the thing, though. But here's the thing, Nate.
Yeah.
Like, you've got a family, right? So if you've got to decide every week whether you're going to go watch an MLS game or go watch some baseball games, you're
MLS.
splitting your time.
No,
You're splitting time.
I will not watch
A
baseball.
lot of people, because soccer isn't a top 2 sport yet, they either split their time or their family traditionally goes to baseball. So will it be a top sport here in the next 5 years?
Not that quickly,
No.
but I think you give it time at some point, it sneaks up because I think a lot of people
It sneaks up.
I think a lot of people are transitioning. I mean, you have concussion issues with football. You have a lot of different different things. And then
Yeah, no one cares about that.
I think it's a part of it. I
Yeah.
mean, Antonio Freeman's son, Alex Freeman, playing soccer now. I mean, that says a lot to me.
I don't
Um,
see it being a top 2 sport in this country for the next 20 years.
I think you can get 2 or 3. If hear me out.
Mhm.
Walk with me here. Take my hand. Greg Brooks. left and right. I got to walk with me on this journey.
Please elaborate.
Let's just. I'm doing my deep voice now.
I see this.
We're walking. Let's just say that a one Pochettino actually has this USA team do very well in a World Cup. And the last time a World Cup was here, and the USA team did actually pretty decent. That's when MLS was launched.
Yep.
And that's what we have today. I think it could springboard if the USA does very well.
Yep.
When they do very well.
When they
Walk
do
with
very
me.
well, yes. I think you've sold Brooks.
I've
I've watched the last 5 U.S. men's national team
Oh, my
games, and I
God.
think it's down the you-know-what.
Yeah, but you're also watching England games. So
Yeah, he's always negative.
I haven't watched
England
any of
people
those
are negative, aren't
games. I
Yeah.
they?
haven't watched any of those
Yeah.
It's
games.
coming home.
Anyway, so it's pretty
Yeah.
funny from Johnny and
No, it's not really
Vecino.
home because Scotland invented soccer.
No.
I read that, and apparently
Lie.
they have facts that say soccer
Lie.
started in Scotland.
Lie.
Soccer started.
I
in
would
Scotland.
read that, but I don't read.
Yep.
Oh.
It's coming home. All right, I do want to say a big thank you to our partners out there. A big thank you to Soccer World, soccerworld.net for all of your soccer gear needs. Get some new gear for those kids as the new season starts up here. Soccerworld.net. Next level training, get them into the training. Some specialty camps going on. Oh, and by the way, they have awesome week-long camps starting up here. Get your kid to a next level training camp and sign them up quick before all of the spots are gone. Nate, you and I take our kids.
We're doing Wixom. Where are you doing?
Wixom, man.
Hey, man.
Let's
You're
do
gonna
it.
be sitting in the parent corral area and the Wi-Fi doing the works.
Exactly. The
that
parent
during the day?
corral area,
Yeah.
like a bunch of cows.
You know what? That's where I go. Like in that little area.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
the former restaurant area.
Yep.
I sit there, and then if people they'll walk in, they'll look in, they'll be like, "Can I come in here too?" And I'm just like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
More the merrier.
That's
I don't know why, but I'm always the first one in there, and then everyone always timidly walks in, like I own something. Like
Don't be fooled. You don't know nothing.
I should just go. I'm sorry. Do you have your pass?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, you don't have a pass?
You gotta pay-
I don't know.
You got to
But
pay a toll to sit
Listen,
down.
we'll let you in this time, but make sure you get that pass.
A big thank you to the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. If you're injured and need to get back on the field, hit up the doctor, the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. And a big thank you to Dog and Pony Show Brewing. We had a great turnout for our trivia night this past week. Wednesday night, over 50 people. Awesome showing. We're going to do another trivia night in July. Dates coming soon. Keep your eyes open for that. And a big thank you to the Michigan Jaguars. MichiganJaguarsFC.com for more information on that awesome club. Oh, and by the way, there is a North American Soccer Expo coming right here to Novi, Michigan. Beautiful Novi, Michigan. August 1st through the 3rd. There are people like Peter Vermees, Christine Lilly, Alexi Lawless, Nate Janulis. You know it. There are going to be some absolute top stars.
I like how
I want to hear
Gotcha.
Nate speak.
Hey, no, honestly, if you were a fan of the coaches convention, wherever that
Sir.
was, anywhere it could be, it's basically that. Just here, a fraction of the cost, and you don't have to travel anywhere.
And you know the nice thing? They get to come and party with us because we are presenting. We are going to be there doing
Why
shows.
would anyone have us present anything?
I don't know. I don't know how they've let us do
What
this. What do they do?
bizarre world?
Do we
This
get a
is supposed to be a serious thing.
Do we get a stage? Do we have to dance?
We can do whatever we want. We're presenting.
Oh,
Why?
You have to wear a tutu,
There's
bro.
so okay
man.
in the middle of
Can I get Mo?
actual MLS Next coaches doing sessions. So quality coaches putting on sessions on 3 different fields, I believe, 2 to 3 different fields, and actually people presenting like Alexi Lawless talking about the game. You have the Jackass crew over here in the corner, making farting noises, and actually not Brooks. Brooks will be Brooks is also Brooks. Look how mad he gets when he's just like, I will not make farty noises.
No.
Greg, making farty noises?
No, not.
Boo.
I have a
Maybe-
beer in his hand the whole
maybe.
time.
I will definitely have a beer in my hand. You're absolutely right. I will have a beer in my hand. The funny thing is, I do have a couple of like funny things. Oh, it's not turned up. I did have a farting one for you, Brooks,
Oh,
and I've got that.
that's a buzzer.
Are you shaving? This has gone off the rails.
That's a buzzer, not a fart noise.
I know I was gonna have it, but I gave it up. Oh, now it won't stop. See, now it just won't stop. Anyway, I don't know why they're letting us present, but they are, so we're gonna do it. You want to come and party with us? Oh, and by the way, you know who's going to be there?
Who?
Killer Flamingos, one of my favorite local bands.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a hell of a party here in beautiful Novi,
I
Michigan.
wonder if Tinny will get me a hotel.
Now you might be pushing your luck.
We need to get a couch here because we're just right across from there, anyways.
We got to make sure we get air conditioning in this bitch first.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. We could just pull out some cots on the turf.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Sleep
We got a full.
Can we get a projection screen so we can watch
Oh my
soccer?
God! We could have a We Are Soccer sleepover. Anyone who's going to the convention, Craig will host you here and make you popcorn, and he'll play cartoon movies on the projections.
Bring your
thing
sleeping
is.
bag.
Bring your
Yeah.
sleeping bags. It's the We Are Soccer sleepover.
I like
Yeah.
that idea.
We'll bring all the beer and
Got
popcorn.
a date. We'll figure that out. Big thank you to our sponsors, all of you guys. Very much appreciate and love the fact that you've helped us grow this awesome show / podcast. We love bringing this to you every week. We're going to start doing it a little bit more as well. By the way, if you hadn't noticed, on the We Are Soccer YouTube channel, and our other channels as well, we're streaming games, local soccer games from around the Metro Detroit area. Watch some of those. We'd very much appreciate it. Fellas, I think that's going to wrap us up for the night. Appreciate you being here, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.